What's going on, everybody? Jeff Holiday here, and I first want to apologize. The channel's been a little bit slow so far this month. I think a lot of it is I'm still recovering from the aftermath of the Amanda Mary video. It just, I don't know, man, it did something to my brain, and I have like 3 videos unfinished that I've been kind of trying to work on, but my brain just, it doesn't want to work. Thankfully, though, this just dropped into my lap, and holy hell, this is just, I can't not make a video about this. I can't not. Our friend, Jillian Epperly, which, by the way, there will be another song, Assault and Poo. I will talk about that in a little bit at the end of the video. Our friend Jillian, she's decided she's finally going to fight back against all the haters and the trolls, and she's going to start taking people to court. So now, how did all of this come about? How did our good friend Jillian, my now ex-girlfriend, sorry Jillian, we're splitting up. I'm going for the horse whisperer from Angelic Initiative. That's my new bae.
That's true.
What's up, girl? Anyway, how could we get to this point? What changed in Jillian's world that she would make this decision that she's now going to try and utilize the legal system to try and sue people for damages? Well, you kind of have to understand that Jillian goes through these long progressions where she changes her whole ideology. First it was Candida, then it was another thing, now it's hormones. She doesn't understand hormones, but hormones are the reason why everything happens. It's no longer a misprogrammed fungus, it's your hormones. So because she keeps changing, people keep having fun with her, and they keep making live streams or making videos about her and basically teasing her and having a very good time. This is getting under her skin, probably because now, after all of this time, when she actually tries to approach somebody and tries to peddle her wares, they either think she's a crazy person or they think she's a murderer. And I say that, and I'll demonstrate why I think this is the reason here in just a little bit. But I say that because the name Bruce Wilmot is forever attached to Jillian. She will never get away from that name. Never. It is never going to happen. But what's really strange to me is I have never heard one person straight up claim that Jillian killed Bruce Wilmot or was responsible for Bruce Wilmot dying. Nobody's made that argument. And if you're not sure who I'm talking about, by all means, you should definitely be watching my series of Song of Salt and Poo. But the man was terminal to begin with. But that's not really the argument. The argument is that he suffered unnecessarily on a bullshit cure and then died in agony. And that is Jillian's fault. That's what people are arguing. And that is an opinion. But the best way to sum up the whole progression of why Jillian is like super mega pissed off about all this is simple. Katie Joy. Katie Joy is a reason why Jillian is having a conniption fit. Katie Joy is a writer over at Pathos, and she runs the blog Without a Crystal Ball, and she has been following the Jillian saga almost as long as I have. I think she picked it up like 3 months after I started doing my series on her, and she's done some great investigative work. She's written many awesome articles that detail out some of the finer aspects of wingnuttery by Jillian. And she even has started making YouTube videos about it as well. And I'll get all of her links in the description down below. But she's getting under Jillian's skin. Because Jillian seems to have this opinion that if it's written down, it's more real than if it's a video. Now, why this is, I'm not exactly sure. I couldn't actually begin to tell you who has caused her to have more exposure. Me or, say, BuzzFeed. Or me, or say, the Daily Mail. I don't know how many people actually read the articles on that. I will say Dr. Phil and PewDiePie probably had the biggest effect, but oddly, she's not talking about wanting to sue them. Probably because she had to, I don't know, sign a waiver to be on the Dr. Phil show, so, you know, she can't really get any money out of that. Anyway, the reason why I mention this is Jillian started recording herself these videos where she was calling people who wrote articles about her and trying to demand that they take down their articles. She then deleted these videos, but that's okay because I got them. All of them. You're welcome, Jillian. You dropped something.
Hi, how are you?
I am good. Needy. I have a request. Actually, I sent you an email. Do you remember receiving that email right now?
Yes, I did. Thank you.
Okay, so are you going to remove that article since there was unsubstantiated inferments that I was responsible for Bruce Wilmot's death?
And real quick, I just want to say, over the span of my YouTube career, I have in the past really messed up imply versus infer, and people have always been on my ass about it. Now I understand why. In the span of a week, and I was watching all these videos of Jillian's, she misuses infer like 100 times, and now I understand why you guys are getting so pissed off at me. I get it now.
Are you going to do me that favor as far as your ethical journalistic integrity?
I have passed on the email to my editors, and I will be back in touch shortly. Thank you for calling.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else to say?
Have a good one.
Do you have anything else to say about why it is that you put down unsubstantiated claims that I killed somebody?
For the record, Nitty does a really good job, and this goes on for like 7 minutes. We're not going to watch the whole thing. She does a really good job, and she just keeps repeating like, oh, I passed it on to my editor. We'll be in contact shortly. But the BuzzFeed article does not say that Jillian killed Bruce Wilmot. It doesn't. I'm sorry, Jillian, but it doesn't say that. Anyway, that was her calling Nitty Subaram from BuzzFeed. Next up is Natalie Rahal, and this is from Daily Mail.
To retract that article that tied me to Bruce Wilmot's death because it's completely unsubstantiated. Because there's an inference that I was responsible for a guy's death, but it's never been proven, for one. Number two, my juice has never been deemed as poisonous, actually as a probiotic, and I substantiated that with the lab, an independent lab that was submitted to the Ohio Attorney General.
We're going to take a look at that lab thing in just a second, but yeah, just listen to this.
And, you know, and I sent you an email too, asking you to please remove that article because it is very injurious and basically libelous against myself.
Well, we sent that to our legal group, and you know they thought that it was okay. I'm not going to be able to look at it right this moment, but I promise you I will follow up. I don't, according to what's right now, but I will follow up with you tomorrow if that's okay.
Okay, that's fine. But I mean, just so you know, I am right now going after everybody. Lawsuits abound. Okay, so I mean, I'm just letting you guys know. I mean, maybe even you personally, because you chose to write the article and chose to write it in the way that you did to make it sound like I killed somebody. Natalie.
Okay, well, that was not my intent. I was.
Oh, it's so beautiful. It's so wonderful. All right. Let's take a look at this lab. Let's take a look at this lab results real quick. So I'm not exactly sure what she was testing for here, but she basically sends in a jar of her juice, and it comes back and it says that yes, in fact there are 13 million bacterium inside of it, and that's her proof. Seriously, that's all of her proof. It's like, well, there are 13 million living things inside that sample, so it's obviously a probiotic, and everything probiotic is good, and everything antibiotic is bad, so that means it's totally natural and healthy. Got him. Gotcha. Checkmate, science. Fuck you. Jillian just owned your ass. You fucking idiot. All right, so this next one is Jillian leaving a voicemail message for my friend Katie Joy. So just listen to this.
Record your message after the tone. Simply hang up when done. Or for delivery options, press the pound sign.
Hey, Katie Joy. I just wanted to request that you remove all articles that are inferencing that I was responsible for Bruce Wilmot's death because they are completely unsubstantiated and scurrilous and sensationalistic and very libelous. And if you don't remove those articles immediately, if not sooner, not even till the end of the month, immediately, if not sooner, I will be doing a lawsuit against your company. So please remove all articles that are basically inferencing that I was responsible for somebody's death because they are unsubstantiated. And you are making money off of libelous, slanderous claims that have no basis in reality, just hearsay. So I'm giving you a chance to correct yourself if you want to be a professional and play with the big boys.
You'll play with the big boys?
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Ooh.
Bye-bye.
And wait, just look at how fucking smug Jillian is when she continues on the recording here.
So I left a message. I reached out to Katie Joy in she is a contributor to Pathos, and I requested that she remove all articles that are tying me to Bruce Wilmot's death. And if she does not, yes, lawsuit will happen. So she must, she better do it. If not, then okay, fine. We'll go and have it out. That's fine.
Jillian, you look so bitchy. What are you doing? Now, what's really, really fascinating and funny about this, too, is Jillian didn't just stop there. She got on Twitter. She started, ranting at miles power. She didn't say one word to me. To this day, Jillian refuses to talk to me, will not have a thing to do with me. In fact, she almost did an interview once on the Non Sequitur show, heard that I was coming, and canceled the appearance. I don't know why you're so afraid of me, Jillian, but it's really flattering. However, you did break ranks a little bit, and you did talk about me. You did. You posted about me on your Facebook page. A perspective on Jeff Holiday. I'm learning some background on my naysayers. Very fascinating who these people are. And this is from a website called RosamondPress.com. RosamondPress.com is owned by an old wingnut dude who lives in Section 8 housing because he has severe amounts of dementia or some mental illness. I'm not exactly sure what his cuckoo problem is, but years ago, and we're talking years ago, before I was even really doing YouTube at all, this dude was stalking a 19-year-old girl. This dude is seriously a deranged human being. He was stalking this girl, stalking her, writing about her every fucking day. And I stood up for her in a Facebook group. And I'm like, you need to leave this girl alone. Leave her alone, dude. Will you fucking knock it off? You're being creepy. And then this dude wrote 4 or 5 long-spanning articles claiming that I keep my wife locked up in my basement, except when I want her to go and deliver me beer. And this is Jillian's one weapon against me, aside from the whole salt is a spice thing. Wow! That's all you got? Shit, you didn't look very hard. There's plenty of things you could be making fun of me about. Holy shit.
I'm not going to be speaking to any more of those journalists at all. I'm done communicating through Facebook and through email. They have their instructions to remove all articles. If they don't, then yes. And I don't see any of them going to be removing any of those articles, so it doesn't even matter. So I'm not going to worry about it. I have already things figured out.
Do you really? Do you really? Well, what did Jillian actually end up doing? Well, as it turns out, I really don't know about BuzzFeed or Daily Mail, but Jillian filed a small claims lawsuit against Katie Joy in a small claims court in Ohio for $4,608. There's a problem with this. The problem is that you cannot utilize small claims courts for the purpose of what she's trying to do. Small claims is not something that you can use for things like defamation. You don't use a small claims court for defamation. You need a larger court for that. But in order to do that, requires money. A lot of money. Something Jillian does not have. So currently, this lawsuit actually does stand, and currently it is something that Katie is dealing with, laughing as she does so, because you can't sue for punitive damages in small claims either. None of this works. None of this works whatsoever, and Katie's dealing with it on the legal side of it. But Jillian, what are you doing? Why in the world are you trying to take Katie Joy, who writes a blog, to small claims court. Why? Because you think she's the only one who's going to, who might lose? And that's how you can, like, weasel some money out of somebody? Because you know, Jillian, you know as well as I do, Katie Joy isn't the one that did this to you. I am probably the closest person to be responsible for why all of this has happened to you. But I'm not responsible either. If you want to know who's actually responsible for all of this happening, Jillian, it's you. It's your fault. All of this is your fault. Because you are stupid. You are legitimately dumb. You have manufactured out of thin air a make-believe miracle cure there's no science for. Every legitimate expert has told you you are wrong about. You have the actual evidence of people being hurt because of following your protocol. And the natural reaction to people who have a platform, people like me, people like Dr. Phil, people like Katie, is to hold you accountable. We are society's immune system for a disease, a plague like you. This is your fault, Jillian. And you're going to go pick on Katie Joy? You're going to go pick on Katie Joy? Okay, fine. One, you're going to lose, and two, that just means I get to shout out Katie Joy. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to my channel. By the way, if you like people who beat the shit out of a bunch of stupid-ass wingnuts who hurt people, why don't you go sub to my friend Katie Joy? Her YouTube channel and her blog are linked in the description down below. I cannot fucking believe you, Jillian. I cannot believe you. I want to be done with you. I don't ever want to make another goddamn video about you. One more song of Salt and Poo, and that's because I know. I found out where you really come from. Oh, I found out. Oh, yes. And I dug deep, and I understand. And it's coming, baby. The last one, the very last song of Salt and Poo. I don't ever want to talk about you again. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of you. You're a fucking virus. Anyway, that's going to be it for me today, guys. I will have more videos out soon. Hopefully ones that are going to be a lot more happy and fluffy and wonderful. Just a pleasure and a delight to watch. From my family to yours. I hope you're well. See you next time. God damn it, Jim.